going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3, review, recap, some Easter eggs, some discussion. I'll give you my take on it. So obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, spin-offs, movies, everything related to the Walking Dead universe, spoiler warning. Now, I know it's only 3 episodes in, but right now, Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 is on track to be the best season. It starts off with Morgan back with Rachel and baby Morgan, and you see that he has the mobile, the thing he saw from the baby store, and he brings that to them. So he got the crib, he doesn't have his beard anymore, he definitely looks different, so there's some time jumps, and they're gonna play with time this season, that's for sure, so we could have a couple more time jumps. But Morgan, Rachel, he brings back supplies for Rachel and baby Morgan. He went to Lawton or wherever it was, Ginny's settlement, one of Ginny's settlements, and he got stuff most likely from Daniel, someone from the inside. But you can see, no beard, better haircut, looks more like Morgan. He talks with Rachel and he even says, I feel like I've been 16 different somebodies. And he has been. He's been different personalities through so many different seasons of The Walking Dead, and now Fear the Walking Dead. Rachel worries that, where did you get this stuff? He says it's somebody from the inside. They don't know where he is, so it's safe. The plan is to eventually bring everybody back here with Rachel, Morgan, probably Grace, everybody there. Maybe Grace will have the baby by then. But then Morgan starts to work on his bow staff and the axe. And, I have to say, they give Morgan a lot of abilities. He can fight, he can make stuff, he's a craftsman, he's a woodworker, he can do all this stuff. It's crazy to think that he has all these crazy abilities. I'm surprised he didn't put the plane together by himself. But it's one of those things that this show does a lot of far-fetched things. And to me, it's like, wow, he's really knowing how to do this stuff. Hopefully it works out. I could see it breaking at some point when he goes after Ginny, almost like a symbolic breaking point, like he reaches his breaking point and the thing he makes breaks. But either way, he extends his reach with the bow staff on one end, and it's pretty cool. He's got an axe and a bow staff, and he's got a point on one end, so he can reach a little bit more and extends that way. I could just see this breaking and being symbolic. I don't know if it will. Some people agree with my symbolism, some don't. That's all right. Agree to disagree. I'm sure people let me know in the comments. That's what people do. But ultimately, guys, Morgan is only seen at the very beginning of the episode. The majority of the episode is about Althea and Dwight. And Dwight and Althea go to a funeral home. They come across a bunch of walkers. One of them is actually preserved and smells like formaldehyde. But either way, Althea goes into a room and she hears a transmission from a channel on her radio. It happens to be CRM, and it's Isabel and another person, and there's a drop zone, and Althea has been trying to pick up radio messages from her. She wants to see Isabel again, and she has a lead to where they're going to go, so she writes down where they're going. And it's interesting because Isabel is back into the story somewhat. We don't see her. We see the helicopter come towards the roof. Althea makes it there, but they don't actually see each other. They talk on the radio. But she has a lead where to go, 0400, so she has a time and a place, and they have a plan to go there. And Althea and Dwight differ on should they go there or not. Screw protocol, screw this, we should do it. They have a plan. If Althea leaves, Dwight would take her camera, leave it there on the dead walker, and say Althea died. But they made reference to skunky beers, pretzels, and sherry and Dwight way back when in season 8 of The Walking Dead. And I have to say, this season feels like The Walking Dead, and I feel that's what fans want. More Walking Dead stories, even if it's Fear the Walking Dead. But Althea and Dwight leave the area, they go to this building, and it's out of Ginny's range. They make reference to Alaska and finding an Alaska license because they're playing a game to find all 50 licenses, the driver licenses, like the actual place where they're from. And it's clearly a reference to Alaska, the license plate game that Aaron played in The Walking Dead. They even talk about it in the episode that Althea played with her brother to find a license plate and to play that around. But now it's pretty far-fetched to me that every walker they came across had a license in there. But, that's what the show is. It's far-fetched. It's fictional. We have to get over it. But overall, they go to the building. Althea sets the time on her watch for 6 hours. They have time to get up to the roof, but it's that tall building. They have to get up to it. The elevator's not working, so they got to take the stairs, and they run into some trouble. They also see the end as the beginning, and Althea makes a great point. Like, the world ends, and everyone is a philosopher. It's just the way it would be, too. Everyone sees the world in a different way. But they come across walkers and rats, and they actually find out that the bubonic plague is in this building and around the area, and walkers come and block areas. Definitely Althea and Dwight get away. They run into these two people. Nora is the lady on the left. I didn't get the gentleman's name, but they're recording. They have the GoPros recording, and they actually make reference to that, and they talk about, like, why are you recording? Well, it's not for us, it's for Ginny. Well, it's for the people they came from, and these people are like, you got to take us there. People are sick, you got to help us. And it's not really the best place. Althea knows that Ginny would not help these people. She's out to help herself. She was not going to help these people and risk other people getting infected. Like, I mean, if people had the bubonic plague, you're going to bring them back to your community? Not really, right? But Althea knows about things from being a reporter in different third world countries and different countries throughout the world. So she knows that it's the bubonic plague based on the stuff on the people's necks, and it's not looking good, right? You have to find antibiotics, and that stuff's not easy to find, but of course they find them at the end of the episode. Stuff just works out for them in this episode. Dwight and Althea go into a hallway. Althea finds a fireman's axe. She breaks it out of the thing. She puts it into the door. And then they talk and they say, look, we have to leave. We can't help these people. We need to get up there. So they decide to leave these people to get up to the roof. And if you can, guys, and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Help us achieve that goal of 100,000 subscribers. And I don't want you to miss out. We post videos every day. Since Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead World Beyond is going on, we're posting multiple videos a day sometimes. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to be notified. And then they start a trek all the way up the steps, and they break into a wall, and they're climbing through things, and they're crawling through things, and they crawl through all these rats. And it's not good. It's kind of creepy. Then Althea and Dwight get through it all. They come across another floor, and then they find more walkers being barricaded. And this is where Nora's group was previously. They moved off this floor to another floor. Althea and Dwight don't know what to do because they don't know how to get past them. Plus, a couple walkers get through the barricade and start coming towards Dwight and Althea. And they run into a bathroom and lock the door. Dwight looks in the mirror, Althea looks at Dwight, and he actually has markings of the bubonic plague on his neck. And it doesn't make sense that it would happen that fast, but Dwight earlier in the episode said there was a rat in my sleeping bag. So the rats were around, they're around the area somewhat, and they're not sure why or how, but Dwight seems to have the bubonic plague, and it's not looking good for Dwight. They need to find antibiotics. And a lot of stuff happens in the 48-minute episode, to work out for them. The walkers are blocking the door of the bathroom that they're in. Nora comes around and takes all these walkers out. I don't know how many there were, but there's still walkers being blocked by the barricade that they left. Nora, Dwight, and Althea come back over to the walkers. They take them out. Nora gets upset because these were her coworkers, the people that worked in the building, stayed in the building. I don't know how long they've been in this building, but it sounds like they were in that building forever. And I don't know how many years it is on Fear the Walking Dead, if it's 4 or 5 or 6, or how many years it's been since the zombie apocalypse started. But how could they all survive in this same building? It's not, a farming building. It just doesn't make sense that they would live for this long in this building. They go out and get supplies. There's a lot of people there. Althea and Dwight kill a lot of walkers on this floor, so a lot of people actually stayed in this building. But either way, Dwight, Althea, and Nora survive, and the plan is for Althea to go up to the roof. Dwight's going to leave to go check out some pharmacies and try to find some antibiotics. But, Dwight doesn't get very far because Althea goes up to the roof, and she has a plan to talk to Isabel. Isabel doesn't know Althea is there, but, is it going to work out? Is it not? There's some good moments with Althea and Dwight. They talk about Sherry. They talk about what they would do, what they would say, and they care about each other. Althea and Dwight have been working together, since the end of season 5, so it's kind of nice to see these two. Dwight leaves. Althea goes up to the roof, and she's got 2 minutes before the helicopter has to arrive at 0400 hours. She finds some flares, she finds a box and crates and all this stuff inside, some different stuff in the roof, and we're like, why is CRM putting this stuff on the roof? I guess it's a drop zone in case they're around the area, but Althea fires off a flare and actually talks to Isabel over the radio. She talks about it's not safe here, don't land here, and you see a helicopter flying in the sky, and the helicopter is Isabel, and she talks to Althea. And the whole time, Althea and Dwight have this running joke of Beer Lady. And Beer Lady is Isabel, and Isabel even says there's beer in a cooler or a container before she flies away and goes to a different drop zone. So Althea goes into the crate, and she finds beer and a couple other things, and she finds a big old box of Cipro, a nice antibiotic that'll luckily treat the bubonic plague, and there's a lot of it in there. I mean, there's so many containers of Cipro, and they go down, and they start giving Cipro out, and everybody's safe. But on the way out, they find a spray paint can, and it's right by the rat cage. And Althea's like, I don't think these rats were just here by accident. They were put here. And you see the spray paint can, and the end is the beginning, And we know that the end is the beginning, and a spray paint can was connected with season 6 episode 1 with these guys. So are they going around and basically killing people with biological war of diseases? Which I find very interesting, and we still don't know what's up with the submarine and the keys and the nukes and everything inside the submarine, but I can't wait to find out, and it has me kind of interested, for sure. Dwight tells Althea to check in with Ginny. She turns on a radio to a different channel, and by chance, there's someone on the radio that says, "Does someone need help? By the flare on the building. Does someone need help?" Dwight says, "Give me that radio." And he takes the radio, and it's Sherry on the radio. And Dwight calls her honey. Night turns to day. Dwight runs out the building. Sherry is waiting in the alleyway. Dwight runs to Sherry. They hug, they spin around, they kiss. It's a nice, great moment. And I have to say, it's a nice moment for Dwight and Sherry that they're finally together, but they're reunited. And they only seen together for like 20 seconds, and that's how the episode ends. Well, it's Althea looking on, Nora comes out, and then everyone's happy and excited that Sherry and Dwight are finally reunited. And if you like what we do here, guys, give that thumbs up. Liking the video, liking the channel helps out. It's an easy way to help support the channel. So overall, it's another good episode. It's Dwight and Althea. It's mainly their episode. You see Morgan at the beginning of the episode. And overall, it's pretty cool to see Dwight and Sherry finally reunited. I mean, it felt like a waste last season, but Althea even comments about Dwight hearing Sherry's voice on the radio at the end of season 5, episode 16. But overall, the episode is interesting. It's good. Things work out pretty well for everybody with the Cipro and stuff on there, but CRM came back around a little bit now. Is Isabel still going to be in the area, or was that it? Can't wait to find out. Stay safe and tell them, Daryl.
No, we love you guys.